Solid move.
It was a solid move and a very bold one. I hope we can do more than one match. So, can you explain to our readers the work that you do nowadays with Avast, being an ambassador for the company?
Look, this cooperation was a perfect match because it involves two things. One is technology, cyber technology, that I'm somehow connected since I played is the big matches with computer, and chess was at the sort of end of my career. Chess already become computer infested, but also it's about individual rights. It's about customers. It's about customers being adequately protected.
And the second question, just stop a little bit
Yeah,
again.
okay, yes, of course, yes.
Not because it's too intense, because it's too interesting.
Yes.
And it's going to end quickly, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yes. It looks so.
It looks so. I will come from being the best chess player in the world, and then a political activist, and now an ambassador to a cybersecurity company.
Oh, I was quite active, when I was a kid, because chess in the Soviet Union was very, very much a political game. So that's why, being part of the political circle was not totally new to me. Since I left professional chess, so I thought that it was I wouldn't call duty to help my country, Russia, to sort of get back to the normal development. So to be pushed away from this slippery slope of dictatorship. And I always believed that when I play chess, it was not just about winning or losing, but it's about making the difference. And I feel that now, using my experience, my notoriety, so I could help a lot of people to see the world so more clearly.
And you are an ambassador for a Czech Republic company. And at the same time, you have Croatian nationality. You live in New York City in the USA, and you were born in the Soviet Union. What is your nationality? What do you feel it to be, or are you a citizen of the world?
Look, you can even add that I was born in the deep south of the Soviet Union, in the Republic of Azerbaijan, which is now an independent state. So that's why it adds to this mosaic of things that you mentioned. I still have my Russian citizenship, though due to obvious limitations, I cannot go back to Russia as long as Putin stays in power. So
sorry.
Yeah. If you want to call me citizen of the world, that might be probably right.
But at the same time, as you have said, you are the chairman of this foundation, and you are here in a technology conference. How can next-gen technology help us protect human rights?
Oh, it's a very interesting question, and it's as a matter of fact, it's one of the biggest challenges. Each technology, we know from history, could be used both for destructive and purposes, but also for creative purposes. Unfortunately, destruction is always easy; it always comes first. So I think it's very important to help to recover the original spirit of internet, and also. I'm a great believer that the protection of individual data should not be limited to those who are born and raised in the free world. Because right now we have some regulations that are needed, like GDPR, but they're not extended to people who were born and still live in Russia, China, Turkey, or Iran. And I think it's absolutely unacceptable that companies like giant corporations like Google, Apple, Microsoft, they could apply different standards to people who live in a free world versus those who are treated as second-class citizens. And also when people in America or in Europe, they complain about their data being collected, I'm always telling them that Google data collection is not KGB data collection.
But we are asking for the government to do more to have legislation for that. But we have leaders like Vladimir Putin or even Donald Trump that it's not that consensual either. I don't know if we can compare the two, but isn't that a threat that
no, look, but Trump, you know, again, I'm one of the fiercest critics of Trump, but I don't know if he has authorized state-run attacks on other countries. So as for Putin, obviously North Koreans, I think Iranians, I think Chinese, though they're far more discreet. So they have been launching attacks on the free world by trying just to gain political benefits. So that's another story. We're talking about state-sponsored attacks, but which requires state-sponsored response. But right now, in the free world, there's very little political will. Western public doesn't want to hear about Putin or other bad players sort of creating these threats. So the moment you talk about cyber war, people are almost fainting. So I think this is one of the problems. Check. By the way, one of the problems is that we yet to convince people that they have to be far more acceptable to the notion of this confrontation in cyberspace.
At the same time, we are speaking about technology, and you are the face of a person that was defeated by the technology during the night. First you won, then you were defeated. But how being defeated by an AI made you defend these technologies and make you look with a more moderate view?
But look, first of all, this Deep Blue was anything but AI. It's just it's a brute force, very powerful machine, but people use AI. I think it's too freely applying it to many things that have nothing to do with machine learning. It's a natural process of human evolution. So I think we should just recognize that in every closed system as in a system where you have a target, and we know the rules and we know the algorithm. So machines will prevail. It's and we just have to take certain things for granted. Thanks to this experience I gained in the 90s, I realized that the future is not competing against machines, but collaborating with them. And I've been promoting human plus machine algorithm in chess, and I could see now some of our experience have been successfully tested and used in other industries.
And at the same time, you have helped making AI what it is today, even if only by a little bit. But do you feel proud from that role?
No, look, again, I feel that that my experience is very helpful to a lot of people to actually recognize that we are moving into the new world. Yes, and somehow chess has been traditionally playing the role of the best testing field for new technologies, and that's it.
And that's it. Okay, and you have won the game as expected.
That was not the toughest game in my life, I have to say.
I presume that maybe in another game, but probably it will be the same result. Thank you very much for the time that you gave us. It was a pleasure talking with you, and I think our interview now is over. Foi a nossa entrevista com Garry Kasparov aqui no Observador, com uma vitória que, vamos ser sinceros, foi muito, muito fácil para o jogador de xadrez. Já a entrevista, podemos dizer que foi uma boa entrevista em que não houve vitoriosos nem derrotados.